Good morning, Vibe Tribe. Hope all is well. Hope you're still spreading your high vibe pebbles. Let's do this. Cup of Joe. Okay, everybody. So, trying to pack your tool bags with some things that can help you along the way when life gets a little nutty out there. And one of the things I was thinking about after learning to be present, I had to learn about stillness. And I came out of the womb with tennis shoes on, and I never stopped chasing. I don't know what I was chasing. I was just chasing. And some of us are chasers, and some of us are runners. And until we can find the place of inner love and being able to receive things, we just stay stuck in those two modes. But when we can bring that back into balance and we're able to sit still, to listen to the inner voice tell us where it is we need to go, then we just keep this busy stuff. So I learned for 57 years, my mother told me, be still, meditate, slow down. She lived with me the last 5 years of her life, and I ran right past her every time she said it. Well, after she passed, I discovered that the only way I could reach her was to sit down and get still. And in doing so, I was able to release a lot of my grief and what I was feeling. But then I began to receive all the wisdom she poured upon me throughout my life, because I was emptying the vessel, making it easier for the inner voice to come out. My mom planted seeds over and over and over in me, and it took that long for many of them to start blooming. And when I was reading her journals, she left many, many journals behind. We were very lucky and told us to read them. And in one of her journals, she describes how she discovered she loved dandelions. And it's funny, but she did. And when they turned into the little white fuzzy things, one day she was just sitting in the grass and was looking at one, and laid down and started looking at it. And she noticed that one of the little seeds popped out. Well, that's how they're, the wind blows them but she said on its own, no wind, pop. Well, I was very intrigued by this when I read it in her journal. So I'm sitting still one day, and I'm thinking about this, and I go outside my yard, and there's a wild yellow flower just there. And I thought, that is such a cool flower. And I went up and I put my cupped palm over it, about an inch above it, and I just stood there. And all of a sudden I began to feel heat, and then I feel a little tingling in my hand. And I'm just looking at it. And as I stand there, I notice the little flowers start shaking. And I'm thinking, is there wind blowing? What's happening? No wind. That is when I realized the power of our vibrations and the power of the vibrations we can receive from all things in this life. That's why people hug trees, the vibration. All right? And once you learn that that's available to you, you will just be so intrigued by it. You'll want to go do that all the time. But remember, we have to learn to get still, to release the junk that's piling up on our heart, so we can receive the inner messages from within. Every question you have, the answer's in here, okay? We can't forget that. Use stillness to help you find your way when you have no other answers. Get still, all right? So, today's song is a song by Mary Chapin Carpenter, most underrated singer-songwriter, I think, called Late for Your Life. Now, this is not a high vibe song. This is a song, sit down and listen to it, and then take about 2 or 3 minutes after the song and try to get still. release, and receive. And you'll be amazed at what you might discover about yourself. And it will also raise your vibe and help you start loving you more. All right? And that is the goal in this lifetime, is to learn to love ourselves. All right, I'm shuffling these cards. Let's see what Spirit is sending us today. What is it? I'm trying to grab it. Stability. You know, we can get stable. We can really get the stability if we quit moving. All right, so don't forget, turn your light on this morning. Go out there, drop your high vibe pebble, create a wave, and get ready for the tsunami of light, because it's coming your way.